My dad looked across the glass boardroom and said, "We're handing the entire $2 billion to your brother." Then he nodded at security. "Pack your things, you're fired." I just blinked. My code built this company. My mom actually laughed like it was cute. I was the lead scientist at the family biotech firm for 7 years. I wrote the mutation prediction AI in a basement while my brother played executive in tailored suits. He failed basic biology, but he could smile at investors. So my parents called him the face. They called me the help. Security walked me past my own team like I was a thief. No one met my eyes. My brother followed, grinning. "Move it, genius," he said and tossed my badge in the trash. In my tiny office, a cardboard box waited like a coffin. My mom leaned in the doorway. "Hurry up, we have a celebration dinner." I carried my box down to the lobby, flanked like a criminal. The elevator doors closed and I realized something else. My company car keys were gone. They'd asked for them for inventory the day before. They planned the ambush. I rode the train home with my box on my lap. I stared out the window and kept my breathing even. Panic was a waste of energy. I needed a plan. That night, I went home to my fiancé, expecting a hug and a counterattack. Instead, my apartment looked like a tornado hit it. Closet doors open. He was packing, fast. He didn't ask if I was okay. He slid my ring into a velvet box. "Your brother called," he said. "$2 billion and you got 0. You're a liability." I stared at him. He shrugged. He offered me a top job. I go where the money goes. I didn't cry. I just watched him roll his suitcase away. Then my card stopped working the next morning. My accounts were frozen by court order. Dad had filed an emergency claim saying I stole the algorithm on hard drives. He called me like he was proud of it. "Prove it," he said. "You can't afford a lawyer now." Then he made his offer. "Come to our party tonight. Neil. Apologize in front of everyone. I'll give you 50 grand tomorrow." And if I refused, he promised I'd never work in biotech again. My stomach didn't drop. My focus sharpened. I showed up anyway, not to beg, to watch them lie out loud. My mom was holding court by the fireplace, telling investors I was unstable. She said my brother conceptualized the models and I did basic coding. The pharma CEO looked uncomfortable, like he'd swallowed a nail. I stepped into the circle and said, "Funny, because without me what you bought doesn't run." My brother barreled in, all charm and teeth. "She forgot her meds," he announced to the crowd. He grabbed a full wine glass. He walked me toward an ice sculpture. He leaned close and hissed, "Remember your place." Then it happened in slow motion. He tipped the glass. Red wine spilled over the rim. It hit my collar like a slap. It soaked through white fabric instantly. The room gasped as one. He threw his hands up, performing. "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," he boomed. He reached for me like a savior. I stepped back. Wine dripped down my ribs. I looked him in the eyes, and I smiled. That smile ruined him. I turned and walked out. My mom chased me with a napkin. I didn't break stride. Outside, I called my IP lawyer. "Flip it," I said, because here's the part they never knew. My parents never owned my algorithm. Years earlier, I'd registered the core system under my own LLC. The family company only had a commercial license, and the license had one clause my dad never read. If they fired me, it terminated automatically. No warnings, no appeals, just dead. The next morning, the pharma CEO tried to run the first dataset. The interface loaded beautifully, then it locked. His team dug into the logs and found the truth. They hadn't bought the engine. They'd bought the dashboard. My phone blew up. Dad, mom, brother, dozens of calls. Suddenly, they wanted to fix this misunderstanding. Suddenly, they remembered I was family. I didn't go back to their table. I went to the buyers. In the CEO's office, my lawyer set down the paperwork that proved ownership. The CEO looked at my parents like they were sewage. Their deal was void. Fraud, lawsuits, freezes, federal attention. My brother's perfect legacy cracked in real time. Then the CEO turned to me. "What do you want?" I said, "A real deal, with the real owner." We signed, not for $2 billion, for more. And my parents got to watch the world finally believe me. So yeah, they fired the person who built the machine, and they sold an empty box with a ribbon. What would you have done in my place? Walk away or burn it down? Drop your take in the comments.